Hello and welcome to Jo-ttack on Titan. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is your favorite Attack on Titan podcast. Yeah, that's right. We're watching Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2.
That's right. Suck it. Insert Attack on Titan podcast here.
Suck it. I guess there's probably something called like the Titan Cast. Suck it, Titan Cast. Jo-ttack on Titan's better. So today we're talking about episode 83 of the anime.
Yeah.
Pride?
Pride, yes. If you probably don't know, this is Attack on Titan podcast. Jim has finished it. I have not.
Finished the manga.
Jim finished the manga. I have not. I'm just watching it by episode. So yeah, here we are. Connie, the Connie resolution episode primarily.
The Connie resolution episode. So what are your general feelings about this episode?
Well, I really like. I'm finally everything's coming together like I predicted.
It's true. I really. Looking at I try not to bring too much of the manga into these discussions, but like looking at this episode in particular, I'm just like I'm hit with some very strange feelings like on like this go through because like I really like a lot of it, but there's other things that I'm like
some stuff was speed run. Something
it really feels like we're speed running. It really fucking feels like we're
not saying that after just going through Dr. Stone.
Yeah, which is really speed running right now.
But yeah, a lot of this stuff is just like trying to speed run like I guess whatever characters have left here before we ship out essentially.
It kind of feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess to just go through the episode.
So we basically get like the Hanji stuff about like she literally sewn Levi back together, sewn him like perfectly like
sewed his eyelid. How do you even fucking do
his
that?
eye wasn't gonna open up anyway with a giant gash there, so he didn't have an eye, and his eye is probably just literally gone.
All things considered, she did a very good job.
Somehow, yeah. We don't know. Hanji just has a great medical background.
I think this is another Hanji cast. So I think it makes sense that Hanji might come from like a medical background because she's all about studying like anatomy.
I guess so,
like,
yeah.
Anatomy. So I think it's likely that she probably like studied anatomy, biology, perhaps.
Yeah.
But how that transfers into sewing up faces, a little different.
But yeah, we kind of. One of the thing I thought was really cool. Hanji also just kind of talking to Levi, just being like, I'm stuck into this shit again. Here we go. Like I don't know what to do now.
So the first thing we see, Hanji's like sniping the scouts that came to look for her. So she's literally killing
the pursuers,
scouts,
and she's crying.
Yeah, and it's that's intense. It's like
great.
Fuck.
It's great character movie. It's something that's like she's always been like struggling with a lot of that shit.
I'm sorry, I just remembered there's a woman on TikTok that I got recommended randomly. I think I mentioned this before.
Jim's TikTok Attack on Titan hour.
This had nothing to do with Attack on Titan, but the woman is like, she's a mushroom study or whatever, like a mycologist, I guess they call it.
Sure.
And she has an eye patch and she looks exactly like Hanji.
I think you told me about this before.
I must have. And the comments were like, please cosplay Hanji.
You told me about this before, yeah.
She was like, I'd like to. But it was just sorry. I just thought in my head I saw this woman again. I was like, oh, and she looked just like Hanji.
But yeah, so basically Hanji has that crisis of like, what am I gonna do?
Basically, we are enemies of the state.
Yeah,
there's nowhere we can go. We're fugitives forever.
We're on a fucking island too, so we can't really go far anyway.
Yeah, and so she's kind of having this heart-to-heart with Levi, and then boom.
I love to see the actual like the at everybody like like how quick it actually happened, and then like how long it lasted inside that at everybody.
Yeah, and it's consistent with what we've seen because like Zeke said he experienced like years and years waiting for Eric's head to fall in his hand.
Aaron, you said Eric. I probably said Eric.
Did I say Eric?
Yeah,
waiting for Eric's head to fall in his hand.
Eric Yeager, my favorite like American version of this Attack on Titan when that comes out.
Eric Yeager. It's such a small change, but it's so funny.
It sounds like something that like, oh, this is a CW version.
So Eric Yeager does do the at everyone. He Discord ads.
Surprisingly, like Levi gets up like right away. He seems to be pretty good condition for just being sewn up right away without like any like medication or.
He's kind of okay. We do see though he puts his big hand out and he's missing. His middle and his pointer.
He doesn't
finger.
really acknowledge Aaron's. Like, I'm not sure if he was so conscious, I guess, during that or not. Because he seems to be more like, where's Zeke? I want to fucking kill this guy.
So yeah, that's he says where's the beast? Like
I want to kill this fucker.
that's all he fucking
It's my vendetta. It's like
about.
literally my like fuck you, Connie, and I want to kill the Beast Titan. This is like Levi's like mission, and like Levi is way more important of a character than Connie.
I love that Connie had one moment in season 3 where he said, "I'm gonna kill the Beast Titan," and like it's just nothing. It's just like, why did they even include that line?
No, it's Levi's like goal. He had way more cooler moments with Zeke.
I mean, yeah, Levi's the best, no doubt, can't deny.
Yeah. Also, just like the from the last week's episode, the best thing the for Levi, the best like visual description of him is the Squidward in the wheelchair, the firmly grasped episode where he's like wrapped up in bandages, and I seen someone put the Levi hair on him, and it's literally the firmly grasped. It's just gonna be the sword. We're just gonna stick it through his cast.
Just kidding.
Firmly, Hanji's just gonna be the Patrick. No, technically Patrick is Aaron in the SpongeBob memes that come out of this.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah.
Well, he was Patrick in that one.
Yeah, like I said, so we have Levi as Squidward, Patrick is Aaron.
But so yeah, I've like basically,
and then Hanji does go encounter Peak and
Margath.
So
his name's like Leo, which I don't remember anyone ever saying his name before.
I get a giggle at every forgetting her last name is Finger.
Peak's last name is Finger. Yes,
Peak Finger.
Peak Finger.
And
did I don't know if I must have talked about this before, but early drafts of the character. So he obviously did the Cart Titan design before he did the person. And early designs, he wanted to make the Cart Titan's user like a fat old bald man.
Like a hentai character.
Basically, like, yeah, what do they call that? Like a old dirty bastard.
Yeah,
what do they, or
ugly bastard.
Ugly bastard. Old dirty bastard. I think
that's a rapper.
Rap music.
That's OD.
But no. So thankfully, he chose a cute anime girl instead. I think we
all appreciate Peak because I think if it was an older bastard, like, well, I'm gonna kill this guy off to get someone else.
Basically, yeah, because it's hard to root for like
everybody
a
loves
fat middle-aged short man.
Yeah, the fandom loves
balding.
Peak, and like her, like she's very charming to everybody as well.
Peak is like instantly fan favorite. It's kind of insane that she's only introduced in the final season.
It's amazing.
It's really crazy. Also, we get more Peak talking, which I love. I love when Peak talks in Titan
We'll
form.
get there.
Yeah,
but we had the meaning of the Mega Powers. Which, if you don't know in wrestling, the Mega Power was Macho Man and Hulk Hogan's tag team name, and it was always an epic handshake they do. And I wanted that of like Peak and Hanji this coming together. But yeah, so basically they're gonna work together. Basically says like we're enemies of the states here. We all want to kill Zeke. Let's work together, and they're like, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. This is like kind of a vulnerable moment for Levi because there's a part where Margrath like holds his gun up to him, and he's like, "What's to stop me from just shooting him?" He's like, "Honestly, bro, nothing. Like I'm just coming here, like kind of." He's like, "I'm here in this sad state, like asking for help.
I'm still healing. Like he's dodged bullets pretty well beforehand.
It's true, yeah, but he's not in a very good position right now.
But yeah, and it's like we'll just recruit our side together, and we're just gonna like go from there.
Yeah, they've got like sort of like an Avengers thing happening.
We're getting the band back together.
And
so yeah, and then it kind of cuts away to Connie's stuff for the most part, which him still lying.
I think first we do get a little cut to
everybody trying to sleep.
Yeah, we see Jean sleeping.
Jean Mikasa.
Jean and Mikasa, and like Jean has like his hands over his ears. And something I don't know if I mentioned too, I think we had a commenter point this out, or someone in the Discord maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But so the moment that the rumbling starts, there's a part where like Armin and Mikasa are trying to talk, and like the way that the manga is drawn, like the text is like the rumbling text is like over everything.
That's really
you can't even like see what the characters are saying.
Because when I mentioned that, it felt like a bit Mikasa was doing because she had a really weird face. She said, "What are you saying?"
Like Armin is talking like normal, normal volume, and Mikasa can't hear him. But yeah, in the manga, it's like the rumbling, and that's the whole thing. Like the rumbling is supposed to be so fucking loud.
That's such a better way of like showing that too.
Yeah, and that's why I think Jean is covering his ears there, because it's like something that we don't really get from this, at least the adaptation, because it would be annoying for a viewer. Is like,
and like they don't want to do
loud, continuous rumble noise.
They don't want to do the JoJo like trying to have a menacing like all the sound effects like on the screen. Like,
oh yeah, that's not. I mean, that's not how Attack on Titan rolls.
They ain't gonna do that.
But it's pretty clever. And when they said that, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that.
That's really
scene.
Cool. So yeah,
but yeah, so I really like
rumbling's very loud.
It's also showing that like Jean is just in a state of turmoil. Also, Mikasa crying. Okay, I kind of want to. So I texted you a few days ago, and I said like I think I've been a little too mean to Mikasa.
And I said no, keep bullying
Yeah,
her.
you said keep bullying her. But so I just kind of I thought about it a little bit. Like I thought about what it was like.
We are the #1 anti-Mikasa podcast for AOT.
We are the number one anti-Mikasa podcast. I do hate Mikasa. No, I don't hate Mikasa, but I dislike Mikasa. But I just kind of put myself in her shoes. I really thought about like I remember being a teenager. I remember having like my heart broken, and it really does like weigh on you in a way that like affects everything. Even when like other things are happening, you are still in this state because you're at that age where like you've never experienced
But
that
the
before.
thing is, she's been acting this way the entire show.
It's true. Yes, but like the recent like heartbreak thing is like that is literally like one day. Like that's all happening in one day. So I kind of want to let her off the hook a little bit because she is a teenage girl and
then-
she is dealing with like
Well,
a breakup.
We'll just get to what she does in this episode after we talk about the Connie stuff because it's kind of hilarious. But yeah, but we have the Connie stuff. Him still lying to Falco and like trying to talk himself about the situation, about like really going through this. He's believing everything. It's kind of fucked. Like, what do I
He's
even?
like, damn, this kid's an idiot.
Kid's an idiot. But like, he hasn't complained. It's kind of suspicious though. He's some of his kids like used to war or something.
Yeah, it's really interesting thinking about Falco here because like Falco is just like I guess he's just kind of confused.
He's very confused. He's kind of disoriented a little bit from after waking up because he doesn't know what's going on, and like
Yeah.
this Connie is just lying to him.
He's also a kid, so it's hard to blame him for not like doing anything
he's-
here.
Yeah, but he's also faking and pretending to be asleep because, as we learn, when he goes to visit his mom, who's under a tent, so not having any sun, I guess. But they ask,
Yeah, well, that's you brought that up. That's a really good point. How like they aren't letting the Titan get sun, which we've seen in season 1. Like when the Titans get no sun, they're really like lethargic. They're basically solar powered.
yeah, unless they're like Zeke ones, like
Yeah, that was the one like exception,
yeah,
and that was like a plot point actually.
yes. So yeah, and then just basically just like talking to basically all this tension shots. And we're like, oh, I overheard you when you were talking to yourself last night. Like, are you like gonna feed? These guys are like gonna kill me right now. Like I don't know what's gonna happen right now.
He's like, I thought you were taking me to hospital, not this like abandoned, ruined village.
I want to show you something like a creepo.
And then the fucking, I cannot get over how stupid this is. I
Yes,
fucking hate this so much.
Because it was literally like her mouth open. I was like, oh, get in. Like that was literally the thing he's gonna do, and it's like just climb this ladder and brush her teeth.
He's like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to brush this Titan's teeth? Like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, this isn't funny.
Don't explain
Is this
anything.
supposed like? Is this supposed to be funny?
Are you doing a bit?
Or is Connie doing a bit here?
Connie's
like,
bit. We had Mikasa's bit. We had like.
I
we
really
had like Peek do a bit. So
not to be too critical, but like I am gonna be critical. But so I feel like this is a bit where the rushing is like we have this really good plot point set up early on of like Connie's mom is Titan. We could do something about this, and then they're just like, I feel like the way this is handled is so weird, and like the stuff with Falco, like bro, let's brush the Titan's teeth.
Because
like,
I
what
saw the
fuck is
broom.
this
Like
shit?
is this like for when he throws him in there and tries to like
Poke
push him
him
back,
with the
poke him back
broom.
in there? Like it's not a great plan.
And then thankfully to cut the tension of Connie's horrible joke, Armin and Gabby come fucking storming in, and they're like, "Don't fucking go in the Titan's mouth!" Like,
don't do it. And
Connie, stop.
And Gabby's like, use the jaw titan. Like, what do you mean use the jaw titan?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he doesn't understand yet.
Yeah, and then like, yeah, Armin's like, yo, chill, man. And he'd be like, no, I'm gonna carry the child all the way up here. And then Armin's like, here goes my epic suicide attempt. Here we go. And then
So yeah, he steps in front and he
hesitates though because he's just like, fuck, this sucks, man.
There is one funny little bit because like Armin is kind of like he's so much smarter than Connie, and Connie acknowledges this where he's basically
Never
like,
underestimate an idiot.
yeah. Oh, that's a really good point. And something Connie says is like, "Shut up, Armin. Like, someone as big brained as you wouldn't understand idiots like me." And I really like that line. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
It's a very good line.
Because like it's kind of true. Like Armin and Connie are characters that I think have never shared like a meaningful scene before.
Connie's had a meaningful scene with many characters.
But so I think it's like yeah. So What were you thinking when this happened? Because like Armin like starts to fall into her mouth.
Did
you think it was gonna happen?
I didn't think it was gonna happen. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna go in there. Like, this is where Connie saves. I kind of go, this is where Connie saves him on it, obviously. But I didn't think he would jump in. I thought Connie would step down instead, and then kind of realize what he did. Because immediately after Connie saves him and drops Falco on his fucking head, he basically, I learned my lesson. Like, I learned something today. Sacrificing my friends and children is not cool. So I'm with you guys again, and that basically solves that problem.
Yeah, he went from immediately ready to murder this child to
for all the build-up, it had a very quick resolution.
Yeah. Also, like I kind of hate that like how minor it is in the background. Almost Gabby telling Falco that his brother's dead.
Yeah.
And like Falco is just ruined by this.
Falco's
it's horrible.
dead. Falco's dead, and Porco's dead.
Like yeah, like Falco is now learning that he's inherited the Titan, and it's like in the background of like a Connie character development scene.
And he has the standard like trauma phase, but then immediately afterwards, never brought up at all. Right now, like it's just like get your war face on. You're getting the band together.
We're getting the band together.
And so yeah, we kind of cut back to. There's two things that really cuts to, but I guess the first thing is the Mikasa stuff.
Yes, the Mikasa stuff happens
there's
first.
two things. There's the Jean and Mikasa kind of happening side by side. So we'll talk about the Mikasa stuff where she goes visits her fangirl who's like dying because she had a Thundersphere shrapnel in her body.
So I think her name is Annette. I
Who
might be
fucking
wrong.
cares?
She you know her as the Mikasa fangirl. Everyone knows her as the Mikasa fangirl.
Yeah.
So I have to say, like, this scene is like hilarious to me.
Is so funny to me? Like, this scene is funny. She's like had that skeleton face dying, like look
she's
to her.
literally dying, and she's accepted death.
She's like,
she literally says, "I hate that I'm not going to be able to see Eren win.
My only regret is not to see Eren, Eren get his big boy win." And it's like, I wore my scarf because I knew you would bring you closer to me, and then she's like, just give me the fucking scarf, you little bitch.
Like the moment that she visits her, Annette, I'm assuming her name's Annette, she's like, you came for the scarf, didn't you? And immediately, like, the conversation's about the scarf. Like, it's hilarious how quickly
she's like, I want
Mikasa just doesn't even pretend to care about this girl.
The funniest line she goes, like, I talked to Eren a bit, and he said, I wish you threw away the scarf. I'm like, damn, fucking rip. That's like, they're stabbed.
It's like salt in the wound. Like,
it's so funny.
The fact that she would even tell Mikasa this is just hilarious.
Throw some dirt in your eye because bully Eren.
Yeah, she's literally dying, and as she's like saying a line, Mikasa walks away.
It's so funny.
She does not give a fuck about this girl. It is hilarious.
This girl that she saved and then just devoted her life to her, and it's so funny.
Which I kind of actually like that, because it's like, you never...
It's a really funny misdirect like that, where she just doesn't care about her last words.
And it's true in real life, too. Like, you never have any control about how people interpret your actions. So this random girl sees Mikasa as this epic hero, wants to be like her. Mikasa doesn't give a shit. She's just like, you're in my way to, like, Eren. Like, I don't care about you.
It's just so funny. She just walks away in her dying
that part
moments.
was... I could not believe what I was watching. I was fucking laughing so hard.
Mikasa's just like, does not care about your shit at all. She only cares about Eren.
And then I don't know if it happened in this scene. Oh no, I think it was like shortly after this. We have a scene where it shows that Jean is now with Flock.
Obviously a spy.
Which you said immediately. We're like, obviously this is and there's a hilarious line where one dude's like, hey Mikasa,
oh my God,
you gonna join the Jaegerists? And she's like, no. And he's like, well, your buddy Jean did.
I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, he's literally no one.
You're literally just like a side character that just like tries to sexually assault a character before you get murdered by one of our protagonists.
It's just weird to think that like he would just approach Mikasa and ask her a question.
He would literally break your neck.
Who is this man?
Yeah, and then
whatever.
So basically, like, Flock is just like, yeah, we won, and then
so yeah, the rumbling actually ends.
Yeah,
we see the final Titans leave Paradise, at least the wall area, the former wall area.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, oh yeah, like we did it.
They're in the water now. Probably.
Yeah,
they're heading to the water.
They're on their long trek.
They're across the desert.
They're gonna start swimming.
And then so basically, and it cuts away to the party, which was really off-putting.
So yeah, mere moments ago we saw Connie trying to murder Falco, and now they're getting some pie at a party.
They're getting drunk. Everybody's drinking. They're all eating pie. So
I guess
everybody's friends now because the fucking Armin and Connie just bring the kids along. I'm like, people know these children. Like, at least know Gabby. Gabby's
Gabby's a known terrorist.
Like, at least had the like a hood up for her. She is a known terrorist. Like, she has a hit on her.
Well, speaking of characters with hoods on their
that's
head,
what I'm gonna say.
So this scene was hilarious.
I was like,
I knew it was coming. I fucking knew it was coming.
I was like, that's Annie, isn't it? She just showed up.
First, you were like, who is that? You were like, is that someone? And it was like, I just looked at you. I think I just looked at you.
There's so many blonde-haired characters in this show.
It's true. And then, yeah, Annie, Zam, she has her first pie in 5 years.
Scarfing down a pie like a fucking goblin.
So, yeah, she's eating pie.
And
then she gulps, and then Connie laughs.
I was just like...
And Connie's like, this bitch is eating pie.
I was just like, this is really weird.
It's
like,
just so fucking... The rumbling is currently happening.
I'm just like...
People are dying.
You ran away to get away, and you were just back at this party to just eat pie.
And there are people probably still in paradise that are under rubble dying.
Also,
while
people
this
know
is happening.
It's just like you were taking this chance of like you being found out, which you don't want to be found out. But now, immediately after, because she runs away with them and leaves a note for Hitch saying, "I'm leaving with Armin and Connie." So
I found Armin and Connie.
You're not
later.
You're not a real side character. So peace out.
And she's sad. And Hitch is fucking sad. She's like, I can't finish this whole pie by myself.
I'm just like,
damn.
bring a Hitch with you. You need all the allies you can fucking get.
Why else reintroduce Hitch into the story if we're just going to drop her immediately?
It sucks like that.
I guess Hitch is just destined to be like a 1-episode character per season.
I guess
she just gets a 1 episode per season.
But she's like literally only Annie, like the only friend Annie has anymore.
I know. And the one thing I do like about this scene, besides the hilarious she's eating pie for the first time in 5 years, is the part...
Eating any kind of actual food that's probably not bread.
Yeah. Well, pie does have bread. I
meant,
component.
not just rolls of bread like everybody's been eating.
But so she does sign the letter, "Your gloomy roommate," which I thought was cute.
Oh.
It was a cute little
But
Annieism.
yeah, she just straight up joined. Like, I feel like there should have been like some talk between them from like right there. Like it's so sudden. I'm just like, I feel like I missed like an entire. This should be a big conversation right now with like Annie and Armin. Like,
so I just want to remind you, the last thing that they saw Annie do was murder Levi's whole squad.
Yes.
Brutally murder Levi's whole squad. Played with scouts as toys, basically.
Yes.
And then, well, it wasn't her fault, but she did fall into a whole church.
Yeah.
That was more of Aaron's fault.
She was trying to avoid people there for some reason.
Yeah. So yeah, Annie is a murderer. Annie's killed the scouts.
And that, yes.
And as of last episode, she said she would happily do it again. But no, she just joins. She just joins Connie and.
I had this strange thought the other day at work. I was kind of bored and had like Attack on Titan thoughts that I do. I was like, man, if what's his name? If Erwin got the Colossal Titan, I'd been like, he'd be the one simping over this fucking 16-year-old.
I love the idea that like anyone that gets it just immediately simps over Annie.
It's like,
he just visits her every day. He's like, oh my god.
He does that thing we do with Aaron where he puts his arm around her, like the strange thing to ask. But like, yeah, she just runs off with him, and then we cut to basically what's going on with Jean and Fuckboy.
So yeah, Yelena and Onyakapan are about to be executed. Just I guess because Flock is like, hey, we're gonna execute the assholes.
Yeah, and then he basically says, yo, this person's a rebel. She's trying to make Zeke's plan go off, and everybody calling her a whore is like really
some guy
weird.
calls her a whore. I'm like, whoa, dude.
All these fucking extras.
What is this, fucking Game of Thrones? We're going to call her a slut next? Actually, I don't think
this is basically anime Game of Thrones with the popularity and like the hype around it.
I know, that's actually something it's been compared to a lot.
So, yeah, and basically, Yakapan does a Yakapan thing. Yakapan just like laughs it off and just like, I love a Yakapan in this scene.
This is a great scene. Yakapan just has great
scenes. I love him. He's great.
He's a really good character.
I'm glad like he's the one good like rebel character.
Yeah, non-LDN basically.
Yeah. And yeah, he basically just laughs in their faces like, it sucks that the world's gonna end, my family's gonna die, and all that's left are you fucking xenophobes, like assholes.
It's like, I'm not gonna join you. Like, why would I join you? Like, yeah. My whole fucking family and country
I did this to stop the fucking rumbling from happening, to save my family's life and end the world's life. Like, yeah, like, it's like I'd rather die than live in a world just fucking racist.
And it's actually for Yelena too. You have to think about like this is like an ultimate betrayal too. Like her whole plan was basically to follow Zeke to the end, and for Aaron to completely flip it, she basically assisted Aaron in this whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
so she herself probably
Accessory
sees herself as
accessory to
responsible.
genocide.
Accessory to genocide. There's a lot of characters.
And
that are
Yakupon says like,
tied to
Gene,
that.
like you see, you understand, right? And then like Gene just like basically loads the gun and just shoots like, what's he like, four?
He shoots 4 shots.
Four
but
shots at
He's
miss.
like, whoops, I missed.
You know, like, and here's the signal for a cart to come in and just grab everybody away. I think Flock goes, I gotta get Mikasa to go after. Like, wait, where's Mikasa? Like, Flock, you were just the dumb. Like, this is the guy that Aaron said he left to run everything.
Flock is really just like, I guess he's hoping the best of people. Like, he's like, oh yeah, of course everyone will just be
Too
on our
trusting.
side. He's way too trusting.
Oh
yeah.
wow, Gene just saw the light. Thank God. And then
Like, Gene, you can revert back to season 1 now. Like, it's perfect.
that's so.
Let's hate your mom together.
You hate your mom together. You get that comfort life. You just wanted a quiet life. But yeah, then we kind of just cut to basically everybody coming together. I'm not sure that was said earlier, but like Gabby said, like Reiner's gonna be out for a couple of days to recover essentially.
Sad, big sad boy hours.
And but yeah, so everybody kind of gets reunited. It's kind of really nice. I kind of like seeing like everybody come together.
It is pretty exciting. It's like it's kind of like the
And he's just like in the waggy, which is really funny, just like in a fetal position.
So there's one scene where as they're leaving like wherever they are, Annie's like, "Oh, someone is looking at us." Like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're being watched by someone." And I was like, "Wait, is that Reiner?" And it's not because Reiner's sleeping somewhere.
It looked like a LD, like a rebel like kind of thing. It could.
I think it's someone. I won't say it because since I've read the manga, I guess it could technically be a spoiler, but I won't say it. But yeah, so someone is watching them.
So I'm watching them leave.
Somebody watched Annie, looked at Annie as she left, and Annie noticed it.
Could be Hitch.
It could be Hitch is just mad.
Or Hitch sees him leave and like, Hitch, like, I'm gonna join up with you guys because why not? You need more bodies,
She's
I
like,
guess.
Hey.
Hope so. That'd be great. I love to see more Hitch.
So yeah, we have
basically everyone come together and they kind of just like they meet up in like the like a pond or I guess I think we've seen this body of water. This is like where it's not because didn't Falco and like Gabby end up there? This body of water, I feel.
They were by like a little lake once or a pond or whatever. I don't know if it's the same one.
I don't know. They end up at a pond and they basically just talk about it. Basically, I love all the interactions here because like I love like Hanji's like, huh? You can stay in there for months, but do you ever brush your teeth? I'm like, that's rude to say to a lady. I love this is the mega powers coming together and I love it.
They got their bants.
It's great. I love it. And then you kind of get like everybody showing up. What's it called? The dude sees Elena. What's her name?
Margrath. Yeah. Margrath. So that's a really important detail. So Yelena is basically they're like, why'd you bring Yelena?
Yeah, why'd you save me like at all?
And he was like, well, that guy over there wanted you to come back. So Margrath is like furious because he was betrayed by Yelena.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting character motivation, honestly.
He has, yeah. They have with those. We have. And then basically the last thing is just like them waking up Reiner.
So Annie, I think she kicks him, doesn't she?
Yeah, she kicks Reiner.
Kicks Reiner, and then he's like, Annie, what? Like,
fuck your way.
And then Gabby and Falco like run over. Like, don't worry, it's okay, Reiner. Like everything's fine.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
And then they have like the panel shot. Like it's like the manga panel shot of everybody like geared, like ready to. The gang's all here.
They actually,
for the most part,
it's like a one page. They actually made it like more expanded to include everyone. But yeah, so and then famously Connie is the one.
This is the one-liner
to deliver. We're gonna save the world. Connie, who literally less than a day ago wanted to murder Falco,
almost dragged his mom into the saving the world situation.
Yeah,
I was just like, this was the first thing that shit. Like, why is Connie saying this line? It's like Jean can say this line.
Like literally anyone else.
Yeah,
anyone else than Connie.
Yeah, so everybody's here.
They're all here.
You didn't see any interaction with Levi or anything. He's probably still like trying to recover.
Yeah, no Levi.
So basically, yeah, the gang's gonna sail off. We have all our characters here.
I wrote Epic Deception.
I don't think anybody's missing, right? Like notable characters.
This should be everyone. Yeah, everyone that we've seen at least. There might be a few little surprises later. We will see.
Minus like Eren and Zeke's inside the butthole of Eren's Titan form.
Oh yeah, that was a line that one of the characters, like I think Hanji.
Yeah, Hanji said he's probably
with Eren
just for founder Titan
because Eren still needs to use his like blood because he has like the pure blood or whatever.
Touching him,
the royal blood.
So yeah, so basically, I guess it's pretty. So I guess the gang's gonna sail off because they either have a blimp still or just gonna sail on the boats to at least go get a blimp.
Yes.
And so I just like trying to think, because the main thing is like, what's the plan? Is how they're gonna catch up to Aaron? Because I'm not sure how fast he's really going. He's like putting away.
I mean, the rumbling guys, they're pretty slow, but they're tall, so like they
but
walk
Aaron's
pretty
speed,
fast.
because like when they catch the Aaron, they have to either probably find a way to like extract Zeke out of there, so he can't use any of his like bullshit. I can do whatever I
Zeke
want.
Power.
Yeah. So it's actually in like Levi has to kill Zeke. I had to in his fucking like it has to now. Like I don't know how well Levi can fight now, but
we see he's missing his fingers.
well, he's missing 2 fingers at least.
Yeah.
At least 2 on one hand.
At least.
That's probably it.
He got lucky that he still has those other ones.
Yeah, he only
least.
lost like an index finger and a middle finger,
Yes.
I think. So
Correct.
So yeah, we'll see what they have going in there, like what supplies they have. 'Cause they have like 2 wagons at least of supplies. They have Cart Titan that can like get the supplies onto anyway. If they need to like move rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure they'll reach the city, and like they have to deal with the racists. But the city probably be trampled or in the middle of being trampled. Like
what, Marley? You mean?
Yeah, Marley.
Oh yeah, so
Marley's not probably a good state by the time they would reach there. Because judging by the OP of all the people looking up in horror.
you also have to think about how are they gonna like deal with getting around. Like if they're trying to beat the Titans, like
Yeah, I don't know how
how are they
gonna
get
fight.
around them?
Like, or how they at least fight.
Assuming it's a big wall of walking
Yeah.
Titan men.
I feel like they'll probably have maybe a little bit of a boat stuff of just like them talking while they're like heading there. Because like Armin really has to talk with Annie now. and Bertol and with the Bertol stuff. And even Reiner, I think, has to like. That's a discussion. Those
And
3.
Levi, I mean,
those 3 need to get it because like the Bertol stuff that happened with there,
Yeah.
and like Reiner needs to talk about with Annie and everything that happened. Like you've seen the memories of Bertol, like you know what's going on. Then Falco has to understand his Titan power now. I'm
yes,
excited to see what if his Jo-ttack will actually look unique. I'm guessing.
that is an exciting thing that we
Yes.
haven't seen yet.
So because they fixed it after Ymir, so that it actually will look like unique. Other than their Titan form, because he had a really long neck before. He has a really long neck and still. It'll be really funny.
Yeah, I love his pure Titan form. It's so weird.
And like I'm trying to think, cause like I don't even want to think about Mikasa's arc just still simping over Eren and stuff, and like feeling sad. Like
She's just going through it, Sam. She's
Hanji's gonna have
a
a hell of a time though with Falco's like training, I guess, training on the boat. But yeah, that's all you really think about prediction wise. Like
yeah, I think that's pretty good for now. I mean, right now, as you can tell,
The
we're
pacing
heading towards like
the pacing was
the
very quick in this
end.
episode. So
yeah, we're clearly heading towards a quick ending. Well, not a quick ending, but like we're quickly heading towards
you still
the end.
think
So.
the movie it will end
Without
with
a doubt, it's got to be a movie.
Okay.
It's got to be a movie, or it's going to be like a shorter season, I think.
And what do you think then of this episode from?
I think you can tell I'm not as super happy about as the other ones. Like, I think it's really just nothing to do with the adaptation. I think
You
the
showed me a
adaptation's
picture of the
fine.
manga of her eating the pie, and it looks fucking weird.
The manga art really does not look that good, unfortunately. I'm sad to report that the
And you showed me
character designs in this season are very
You showed me
inspired by the manga.
The panel where where Yelena shoots the guy in the head, and it looks like so weird.
It is very weird. Well, I don't know too much about Ishiyama, and I know that like people love the manga. Like, well, I should say they loved. Like, so it had fans for sure, but I never really hear him discussed as like a good artist, really.
Yeah.
Which I kind of agree with. I've only read like the later half of the manga or later part of the manga, but yeah, I don't really. I think his like storytelling skills are like way superior than his art skills, personally.
They need to have like a.
If he had like a really good artist,
they need
that'd
to
be
do
awesome.
like a One Punch Man Dr. Stone thing where you have the author and then you also have like a really good
Yeah.
artist as well to go along.
And that's kind of what we
Get
got.
your Boichi.
With the
Get your
first few
Murata.
seasons, that's kind of what we got. We just got like a superior version of the manga.
Yeah.
And they also like they were able to tailor the characters better, so we got more character. We get like more Reiner early on. We get a little bit of Bertold. Bertold is still really not a character until like season 2.
And then we get the Titan Titan Junior High.
Yes, of course. Which we will have to watch soon.
Hey, we have a blank week.
We do have a blank week. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me. I need to see my Attack on Titan.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, so
We'll see Attack on Titan. Just chibi.
but yeah, no, I think I think this episode kind of suffered from like some of the like because we're in like the second half of the anime season, so we're starting to see the quality isn't as great, like the animation quality. There's some nice cuts, but there's a lot of like corner cutting, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because there's like one really well animated scene of like Gabby like yelling out, and I was like, whoa! And then just one thing where Falco's like talking, and it just like really funny. Like
yes, there were a few times that
or like
Falco
like kind of moving his mouth. It's like really funny. Like
yeah, and I think it like we talked about it before. I think you mentioned it where it was like it could have been perfect if they'd ended the season with like the moment where Aaron gets his head shot off. But I think they like probably intentionally cut it off there so that they could have an early season fight, and then the mid season parts are less animated for maybe like, oh, we'll see what they do with the last.
Or
bit.
even
like
in the season with the rumbling actually starting, like
yeah, where they and I think it was really wise for them to hold off because they clearly improved their visuals when it comes to the 3D. Like the CGI Titans look so much better, night and day almost.
Yeah. I kind of had the same reaction to everything on this episode because as you heard my reaction to the weird things were like exactly as you were expecting me to react to some of them.
Yeah, it's just I mean it's just one episode, so we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
I do want to say like I'm still very excited to see what comes next.
Same.
I really love this show. Don't take my little being snide too negatively. I'm still very hopeful.
Hope for the show. We not hope for Mikasa.
No hope for Mikasa. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice to Mikasa. I'm trying not to be like an asshole. It's easy to shit on her.
When she has the worst OVA.
It's hard to love her. She did have the fucking worst OVA though. I will never watch that again. I would never watch that again.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for next week. So excited.
Yes.
So anything else you want to talk about? Should we wrap it up?
I think I'm ready to wrap it up.
Should we plug it up by stuffing pie into the mouth?
Stuffing pie into Annie's mouth. Yep. Fill that pie. Fill that mouth with pie. Fill that pie hole.
All right. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Don't forget to comment any other your insights or your opinions. You can like or subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter or me and Jim separately. You can also join the Discord to talk about Attack on Titan with other people. And with that, I think that's all the plugs, all the pie, all those pie slices.
It's all the pie. There's no more pie left.
But what's the best kind of pie?
Oh, best kind of pie. Are we talking about like meat pies too? Because it looked like they might have been eating meat pies.
You can include meat pies.
Because I don't want to though. Like a shepherd's pie is delicious, but if I had to choose,
and what's a chicken pot?
A chicken pot is a good pie.
All right, you do one meat pie and one fruit pie.
All right, I would choose for my meat pie. I choose a chicken pot, and for my fruit pie, oh, this is so hard.
I would do chicken pot as well.
I would do apple, but my apple pie.
Oh God, you're not pitching apple pie too.
I'm not going to pitch my apple pie 2 recipe, but
okay,
I would like the viewers to know.
I do like cherry pie, but like I do like an apple pie with the sliced apples.
That's your issue. The apple pie is superior when you grate the apples rather than slicing them. But I do really like a cherry pie. Pie is one of those things that is very good in like I will have it every once in a while.
But low tier pie, this is a controversial opinion. I do not like pumpkin pie.
Oh, I love a pumpkin pie.
I'm not a pumpkin person, so.
Ooh, I'm gonna grow pumpkins this year. Actually,
you gotta grope pumpkins.
I'm gonna grow pumpkins.
You gotta grope this.
I'm gonna grope the pumpkins. Mayhaps I'll make a pie out of one of my pumpkins.
So in the comments, if you want, if you're on the YouTube version, just put your favorite pie.
Put your favorite pie.
Meat and fruit, or just fruit if you don't know any meat pies.
I feel like the meat pies are more of a regional thing.
Yeah, if it's not shepherd's or like a chicken pot or a turkey pot or a beef pot pie.
Oh, my aunt actually made a meat pie today. It was like a steak and. Oh, what was it? It looked so good.
My family does, I think, do those like kind of meat pies for like, Easter, where like there's like ham and like.
Ooh, that sounds good. Well, that's actually like I saw it on the Great British Bake Off once, but like
welcome to Pie Talk.
Welcome to Pie Talk.
Where we get chaotic after.
But so it's actually I forget the name of it, but there's a thing in England. It's like after Christmas you have all the leftovers. So what you do traditionally is
leftover pie.
Yeah, you make a leftover pie. So you like put a layer of like the turkey because they always have turkey for Christmas. That's their thing. Then they put like mashed potato layer, and then they put like They love fruit, like dried fruits. They put dried fruits in there because they're crazy. And then they make a pie. It's like a long pie.
It's like an everything pie.
It sounds so wonderful. It sounds like literally something that I would invent because I love like mashing everything together into like
Mash
a big,
up.
like I love making a Thanksgiving sandwich after Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving sandwich.
Where I get like a little bit of like cranberry sauce as like, and then throw like mashed potato gravy, the turkey. Oh, I love that shit.
God.
We're so far from Thanksgiving, though. We're so far.
But we're getting close to Easter.
We are, so yeah.
I love me an Easter dinner.
Easter's very good.
Easter's one of my favorite dinners.
I do love ham. We also do
We have meat
cheesy
raviolis
potatoes.
in my family.
We always do these cheesy potatoes that are hit on Easter. So.
Ooh, I love cheesy potatoes. But we have the Easter pie with the meat pie. We also have a rice pie in my family.
A rice pie.
Mm-hmm. I don't really
explain this to me. I cannot picture anything but like.
I'm pretty sure if I remember
rice.
correctly, we do have rice pie, and it's like I don't have the pies. I'm not like a too big. I have like one side the meat pie, but I never really touched the rice one. But I'm pretty sure it's just like one of those like. But
is it like a casserole? I'd imagine it's probably similar to a casserole.
I never touched the rice pie.
Well, you must this year and report back because I'm so curious.
Sure. I mean, Easter's like the 10th. I'm not sure if it will be an episode of Attack on Titan. If you can remind me, I will.
I don't think it's gonna go that long.
Because the one episode is like it goes onto like the first week of April. I don't think it's gonna be.
Oh shit! Does it really?
Remember the last day of March is gonna be the one that's taking a week off.
Yeah. Oh, Easter's like late though. Easter is the 17th.
17th. Okay, I thought it was like the week before that. Yeah. If you remind me, I'll give you a comeback. We do I guess our maybe do a season recap or a season like.
Oh, that's a good idea. Kind of like the story so far, predictions for the future. Whatever, we'll get there when we get there. All right, we do need to end this. As much as I love talking about pie with you,
we do like talking about food here.
Oh, as much as I love eating
I'm starving, so I'm so hungry after this. I haven't eaten.
Sorry, I did eat earlier.
This is a very late night.
I'm waiting for them to not be late anymore. I'm so tired of doing these late.
Hey man, I'm getting a better schedule.
No. All right.
That I will see you next week.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. See you next week. I don't know what it's called. We're excited. We're exciting.
We're getting out of this February, but March is gonna be huge just for like just Immortal Titan and just JoJo shit.
Oh, March.
March get that magazine, I think.
Also, oh no, I think part 6 anime is also supposed to start.
We have no word.
I think that's supposed to start again in early April.
But yeah,
or we're supposed to get new episodes.
Well, we'll do the same thing. If you haven't checked out our anime series where we do it by arc, it's a lot easier to do it that way.
That'll like be perfect. If like Attack on Titan ends, then we'll have that to go.
We'll have that JoJo magazine with the 2 side stories, and
that'll be exciting.
Yeah, and we'll have another whole horse chapter with that.
We should do like a big like JoJo magazine special.
We probably will do that. Like we combine with like the.
We'll read all of it and we'll just do like a big one. Maybe we'll have a special guest on it.
We'll trick someone into coming in on it.
All right, we shouldn't talk about this now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you next week.
I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Good. Bye.